Estimated that around 15% of the adult population will experience depression at one point or another throughout life. And according to the World Health Organization, there are currently over 300 million people in the world currently living with depression, whatever the cause. The emotional pain will become too much and they'll consider suicide is an option of escape. And the tragic thing is that many of those who consider suicide don't really want to die. They just don't know how to deal with the pain they are experiencing. If you have ever been suicidal or know someone that has, you'll know that without help, escaping that feeling of wanting to end up is difficult. Sometimes searching for inspirational words online can offer some psychological comfort and help to get you through the day. We have put together these suicide prevention sayings to give anyone who is considering ending their life a chance to stop. Depression can't take the pain away, but they may allow someone the chance to shift their perspective just enough to give them a little bit of hope and get through another day. So, here are 8 powerful sayings to prevent the thoughts of suicide. Number 1. Soak up the views. Take in the bad weather and the good weather. You are not the storm. It was said by the author Matt Haig, who lives with depression and has written widely on it. Cleverly, he compares the ever-changing weather to our mental health. He himself came close to suicide at age 24 while he was living in Ibiza. So this suicide prevention saying is particular. Yeah, the author says that although depression comes and goes, it is not who we are and should not define us. And his inspirational sayings suggest that we should be mindful of our depressive thoughts and recognize that they can and they'll pass. Number 2. Suicide doesn't end the chances of life getting worse. It eliminates the possibility of it ever getting any better. Those who are deeply depressed and considering suicide usually have difficulty realizing that their life can get better. The aforementioned author Matt Haig is a great example. He was about to kill himself but now has a successful career and a loving family. If you choose suicide, then you're eliminating future hope and the possibility of finding happiness and enjoyment. When the mind is so dark, it can be hard to see any possibility for future happiness, but it can and often does get better. Whether it's through taking meditation, counseling, exercise, eating well, getting into a routine, or setting goals, these steps will help you on your path. Know that it is possible to recover from feeling of depression, pain, and suicidal thoughts. Number 3. Never give up. Some people with depression may have been fighting against the illness for many months or years. Many of these people don't actually want to stop living, but they can't see a way through their difficulties. Indeed, the act of suicide is often associated with giving up on life. If you have depression or suicidal thoughts, you may be in so much pain that you don't know how you are going to survive. But if you can just push through each day, it gives hope that things can get better in the future. Number 4. If you're looking for a sign not to kill yourself, this is it. If you're thinking about suicide and looking for a sign to stay alive, consider this saying as your sign. Whether you realize it or not, you have the opportunity to make a positive difference in this world. Somebody out there can benefit from your unique talents. Sometimes all you may need to keep going is a simple sign, letting you know that someone cares and wants you to keep living. This quote is your sign. Number 5. The person who completes suicide dies once. Those left behind die a thousand deaths, trying to relieve those terrible moments and understand why. Sometimes people who commit suicides are not fully aware or are in such a dark place that they don't consider that taking their own life will create a huge amount of pain for their loved ones left behind. Imagine how you would feel if a person you care deeply about took their own life. It's difficult to recover from the death of a loved one, but it's usually harder if the individual committed suicide. The act of suicide leaves people behind with unanswered questions and feeling of confusion and shame, as well as the guilt being not able to prevent the suicide. Although suicide may end an individual's internal pain, the friends and family who love the person will continue to suffer as a result of their loss. In fact, on average, every suicide leaves an estimated suicide survivors. Furthermore, people who have recently lost someone through suicide are themselves at an increased risk of thinking about or planning or attempting suicide further by the ripple effect of pain and suffering. Number 6. If you want to show me that you really love me, don't say that you would die for me. Instead, stay alive for me. This suicide prevention quote shows deep sentiment from a friend, family member, or a partner in a close relationship. People who are feeling to commit suicide often feel like they are a burden to their loved ones, which is not the case. The above saying serves as a personal reminder from your loved ones that they would much prefer you to stay in their lives than to leave. If you really want to sacrifice your life, do it by living and contributing to make someone else's life better rather than eliminating your existence. Number 7. Place your hand over your heart. Can you feel it? That is called purpose. You're alive for a reason, so don't ever give up. Sometimes suicidal people want to die simply because they believe they have no reason to continue living. It may sound simple, but the fact that you are alive and your heart is still beating and pumping blood around your body can be reason enough to keep living. Many depressed people are struggling because they are unhappy with their life and work and can't find a specific life purpose. But in reality, you don't need a purpose or reason for being alive. However, if you are alive, you still have the opportunity to do whatever you want in life. Although you may not have awakened to a specific life mission yet, while your heart is still beating, you have time to explore what your life purpose could be and find happiness. Number 8. When you feel like giving up, just remember the reason why you held on for so long. This is powerful suicidal prevention saying that challenges a person considering ending their life to stop and reconsider the reason why they have continued to stay strong and fight up until now. Most people have powerful reasons such as their children, family and loved ones for fighting through their pain. This saying helps you to think about the part of your life that holds significant meaning for you and that forces you to push through the day and keep going even when you don't feel like it. So whatever you want to, keep fighting to provide for your family, to be there for your partner, or to find your purpose in the world and make a difference. Chances are you do have a reason to keep living. If you are in a dark place and considering suicide, please reach out to someone you know or global helplines, because suicide is not the solution.